Did you know that your body might be home to entire bacterial colonies in places you wouldn't even imagine? I'm talking about areas that are so overlooked that you don't even think about them in your daily hygiene routine, yet they're silently affecting your health, energy, and even your zest for life. Maybe you've noticed that even though you shower every day and keep up your appearance, there's still something wrong that these routines just can't fix. A persistent odor, an annoying pain, and those little signs your body sends practically screaming for you to pay attention. Hello and greetings to all of you, dear friends. I'm Leila, and what I want to share with you today could completely change your relationship with your body. More importantly, it can add to the quality of your years and improve your overall quality of life. So please stay with me until the end of this video. After decades of studying the human body and the aging process, researchers have discovered that there are 5 vital areas that most people neglect without even realizing it. And although this neglect may seem insignificant, it actually accelerates physical and mental decline in ways you can't even imagine. Today, I want us to go through these 5 areas together. These aren't just hygiene details. In fact, they're gateways for infections, circulatory problems, and chronic inflammation that over time damage us and accelerate the aging process. What's even more concerning is that doctors usually assume their patients already know this information, so they never mention it during checkups. The first area is the navel, the small spot in the middle of your stomach that you probably haven't properly cleaned in years. You should know that on average, there are 67 different types of bacteria in the navel and sometimes more than 100 different species. The navel is practically a complete micro-ecosystem in the body, a tiny world that most people completely ignore throughout their lives. Just think about it for a moment. The navel has a unique structure that can create an ideal environment for bacteria to grow. It's warm, moist, and protected from air and light. Dead skin cells, leftover soap, clothing fibers, and sweat all accumulate there, creating a perfect setting for bacteria. When these bacterial colonies grow unchecked in that area, not only do they produce bad odors, but they also release toxins that enter the bloodstream and trigger inflammatory reactions throughout the body. The navel is our first connection to life, the place where even before you could breathe on your own, you were being nourished. Ignoring this part of the body is, in a way, like cutting yourself off from your own vital force. The solution is actually very simple. Take a cotton swab, moisten it with warm water, add a little mild soap, and gently clean inside your navel in circular motions. There's no need to scrub hard or forcefully. The skin there is very delicate. Afterward, you can dry it with a cotton swab or a towel, because any remaining moisture can make things worse for you. If you notice a very strong odor, redness, or any kind of discharge, don't ignore it. This could be a sign of an infection that needs medical attention. Now, let's move on to the second vital area, somewhere almost everyone sees but tends to neglect. That area is behind the ears. Interestingly, such a small area can reveal a lot about our overall health. In that tiny fold where your ear connects to your head, there's a potent mix of natural skin oils, dead skin cells, environmental dust, and bacteria that feed on these substances. Most people don't know that this seemingly insignificant area is directly connected to the lymphatic system and blood circulation. When you allow bacteria to multiply there, not only does it create a bad odor that others might notice even if you don't, but you've also created a chronic inflammatory hotspot that can spread to other parts of your body. And various studies have shown that chronic inflammation in areas like behind the ears is linked to the progression of degenerative diseases, including heart problems, arthritis, and cognitive decline such as dementia. Many patients have been observed who suffered from frequent headaches and balance issues, and simply by keeping the area behind their ears clean, their condition improves significantly. The reason is that inflammation in this area can affect the nearby nerves and blood vessels. The correct method is simple, but it needs to be done regularly. When you shower, use a soft cloth or a small sponge with mild soap, and gently clean behind each ear with circular motions. The skin in that area is thin and sensitive, so it doesn't need to be scrubbed hard. Afterwards, dry it completely with a clean towel, especially the crease where moisture tends to collect. Now let's move on to the third area, which is the armpit. It's much more than just a simple spot for sweating. The armpit is actually the body's real filtration center, a nerve center where vital lymph nodes are located, helping to remove toxins from all parts of the body. When you neglect this area, not only do you allow bad odors to develop, but you also reduce the overall efficiency of your immune system. The unique environment of the armpit is warm, moist, and full of sweat, making it an ideal environment for bacteria. In this process, bacteria produce compounds that cause body odor, which we're all familiar with. But what many people don't know is that when these bacteria multiply unchecked, they can cause clinical infections, subtle but persistent infections that put pressure on the lymph nodes. Over time, this pressure weakens the immune system and makes us more vulnerable to other diseases that our bodies would normally be able to fight off easily. Among patients, it's often been observed that those who constantly catch colds, suffer from chronic fatigue, or even have digestive issues have seen remarkable improvement simply by maintaining proper underarm hygiene and doing a simple lymphatic massage. The social and psychological impact shouldn't be underestimated either, and it's important to know that proper underarm care goes beyond just using soap. Use a mild antibacterial soap, and when washing, gently massage from the bottom upwards toward the lymph nodes. This simple 30-second massage under the armpit stimulates the lymphatic vessels and helps your body eliminate toxins more effectively. After washing, dry the area thoroughly and use a natural deodorant that doesn't completely block the pores, allowing your body to continue detoxifying. Now let's move on to the fourth vital area, which is the groin. This is the part that connects the upper and lower body and is full of important blood vessels, lymph nodes, and vital nerves for movement. This area is especially more vulnerable in the elderly because the natural folds of the skin deepen over time, creating ideal spaces for moisture and bacteria to accumulate. Neglecting groin hygiene can lead to persistent fungal infections, bacterial overgrowth, and chronic inflammation, which not only cause constant itching and burning, but can also severely affect your ability to walk comfortably. When you feel discomfort in this area, your walking style unconsciously changes as well. This can lead to back pain, joint, hip, and knee problems, and create a chain of mobility issues for you. The latest studies on aging have shown that elderly people with chronic groin infections experience up to a 40% reduction in physical activity. This decrease in activity leads to muscle loss, reduced bone density, and a significant increase in the risk of falls, which, as you know, is one of the main reasons elderly people lose their independence. Therefore, it's better to use a soap with a balanced pH so that the natural balance of beneficial bacteria there isn't disrupted. And now we come to the fifth and most important area, which is the feet. They truly are the foundation of our independence, yet they are often overlooked. Especially as we get older and it becomes harder to reach them, you may have noticed that walking isn't as easy as it used to be. Even putting on your shoes can become difficult. Most people blame age for this, but according to doctors' experiences, a large part of these problems can be prevented with regular and proper foot care. From a medical perspective, neglecting your feet is very dangerous. The buildup of dead skin, constant moisture between the toes, and poorly trimmed nails may all seem like minor details, but they create an ideal environment for the growth of fungi and bacteria, which can even enter your bloodstream. When they enter the bloodstream, they can cause systemic infections that are very difficult to treat in the elderly due to reduced blood circulation in the limbs. When the skin on the feet cracks or calloused wounds form, it's not just a cosmetic issue. These changes restrict blood flow, and when combined with fungal infections, they can affect the entire circulatory system. Proper foot care requires patience and attention. Use lukewarm water, not hot water, because hot water dries out the skin and makes problems worse. Use a mild soap and take the time to thoroughly clean between each toe, around the nails, and the heels. After washing, make sure to dry your feet well, which is especially important between your toes, as constant moisture there creates a suitable environment for fungi. After drying, apply a light moisturizing cream to your heels and the soles of your feet. But don't apply it between your toes, because excess moisture there can cause problems. Well, friends, thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. I hope the points we discussed were useful and informative for you. May you always be healthy under God's protection.